Thanks, Kathy. I'm Randy. I'm an alcoholic. I am so grateful to be here today and to have a program of recovery and to be aware that there are 12 steps. There's a 12-step program. It's 12 steps to a spiritual awakening. It's 12 steps to a spiritual awakening. I got to take each of those steps as a way of life so that I can build the new character, or so that a new character can be built. I don't think I really played that big a part in the new character. I don't even think the new character gets built. The new character is there. It's just asleep, and it's covered over with all this ego and all this living in this material world and all of this dis-ease that I have because I can't accept life the way it is right now. I want a different life. I don't believe that this could possibly be God's will for me, to have the life that I have. And I'm constantly dis-eased. I'm dis-eased. I'm not at ease with the life that I have, and I want a different life. I want something different. And so I'm always fighting and arguing and debating about how my life should be. And I can never just relax into maybe this is my life. This is my life. And maybe this is my health. And maybe this is the life that I'm supposed to be living, and I could now turn away from trying to change my life and just see what I could add to life. And I think that this morning I had an extraordinary experience. I sat down, I did some reading, and I did some writing, and I didn't want to write. I wanted to do something. I wanted to watch football. I wanted to do anything but be with me. But I said, no, this morning I have time. I can just do what I want to do. Is I want to be connected to God. I want to be in that spiritual relationship with the Spirit that I want to awaken. But I don't want to do the work to do it. I want to do what I want to do, and I want the Spirit to awaken over there. And then when I sat down and I did some reading, and in the reading, my mind started talking to me about, oh, you need to find a new teacher. You need to find a new school. You need some more discipline in your life. And really, I just had this extraordinary experience of knowing that the answer is in the 12 steps. It's not in a school. I want to go to school, and I want you to teach me how to be okay, but I don't want to do the work. I want you to do the work, and I want you to teach me what it's like if I would have done the work, and then I want the experience of having done the work without doing the work. So that's why I don't read the book. I go to my sponsor. He knows the book inside and out. He knew every word in the book. He knew how many words there were in the book. He studied it. I didn't know anything, but I knew when I was in trouble, I could call him. And he would tell me what I needed to know to be okay in the minute that I was in. And then I could go back to the business of being diseased and trying to find a solution for my problem that had nothing to do with what he was telling me. So I want to go to school because I don't want to do I don't want to do the connecting. I want to go to school and sit in a chair and I want to do I don't know how to describe it. It's like I want this thing, but I don't want it. I believe that I believe in a superstitious way to get to God, that if I wear the right hat on the right place on my skull cap, that somehow that will make me closer to God. I want to put on the magic hat and be better. I want to put on the magic robe and be better, but I don't want to sit and write and share my life with a higher power. And because what I want to get better isn't, I don't want my mind to get better. I want my material world to get better. I want my house to grow a new room magically. I want my car to transform itself into a brand new car of my choice. I want magic. I want my outside world to get better because I believe that if it gets better, then I'll be better inside. And everything in me thinks that that's possible without doing the work. And really, It's so simple, because right now in this moment, I can be completely healed of alcoholism. Right now in this moment, I can have a deep understanding of my higher power. And right now in this moment, my higher power can give me the intuition, and everything that I need to know is already inside me. It's not in a school. It's not in a book. I read the book and it reminds me of what's possible, but it doesn't do what's needed to have what's possible. I have to be willing to do that. I have to be willing to make the connection to the higher power. And it's done through 12 steps. And the first step of it, you see, I was thinking about what every time we talk about the disease in here, but it's not the disease. It's because I'm diseased that I am here at all. It's because I was diseased this morning that I sat down and pulled out the books and the materials and started writing and trying to connect. So the reason we talk about the disease and knowing what the disease is that that's the thing. Knowing that I have this disease is the thing that could possibly help me to go into the steps for what the steps are needed for. So I like to just say real quickly, I have an unsatisfiable mind. No matter what I get, even when it's exactly what my mind tells me is what I want and what I need, no matter what, when I get it, once I have it, I don't want it anymore. I want that and something better. I have a house. All I ever wanted was a house. Now I have a house. Now it needs to be bigger because it's unsatisfiable. That's what's wrong with me. I have a fault-finding mind. I have a house, but it's got some issues, and I don't like it, and I don't want to do the work to fix it. I have an opinionated mind. I have opinions about my house and what it means to own a house and what it means to own a house in my neighborhood and what it would mean to own a house in another neighborhood. And my opinions keep me dissatisfied with where I'm at. I'm always in a hurry. If I need my house to change, it needs to change right now. I can't paint the back deck. I got to paint the back deck, the outside, the inside. I have to redo the kitchen and add on. It all has to be done, and it has to be done by this weekend. I'm easily frustrated. I start painting the back deck, and I get halfway through, and I don't like the color. Now I'm frustrated, and it's driving me crazy. And I'm the king. I think I'm the king. I think everything revolves around me. Not only do I want to paint my deck, I think you should paint it for me. And you should be happy to do it, and you should do it perfectly, and you should do it the way I want it done, and you shouldn't have any opinions of your own. You should just listen to what I say and do it the way I want it and shut up. And that's a way of life. That's why I am here. Because there's no way that I'm going to be comfortable in this world with that mind and with that disease. And so I get to walk into step one and admit complete defeat. I'm a complete defeat. I don't know how to have a house. I don't know how to paint a porch. I don't know what the house needs today. Could you show me? Could you help me? Could you help me? Could you be with me? That's step two. The first is I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to make me happy anymore. I know that my mind will constantly come up with new ideas of things that could make me happy. But they never do. I know that today. So I get to admit complete defeat. I'm a complete defeat at figuring out what I need for my life and then being okay with it. And then I get to start to come to believe. Now that I know that there's something wrong with me, I could come to believe that there's something greater than me that could restore me to sanity. And it doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen in time, and it doesn't happen because I go to meetings, and it doesn't happen because I read, and it doesn't happen because I didn't drink today. It happens because I start to rightly relate myself to God. God, I'm a guy. I'm a guy sitting in a chair. I'm a guy sitting in a chair that is restless, irritable, and discontent all the time, no matter what's going on in my life, unless I have a relationship with you. So could you help me? Could you restore me to sanity? I've tried all morning. Could you help me? And then something new could happen. Either I get restored to sanity or I don't. If I do, I'm coming to believe that I do. And if I don't, then I either need to try some more or say, screw it. Okay, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. I've never seen anybody who's tried rightly relating themselves to their higher power that didn't get some results. It's only the ones that say no, the belligerent, savage ones. That's how it describes me in that state. The one who won't believe is belligerent and savage. And I have that mind from time to time. I become belligerent and savage in my mind. And then when I have the experience of coming to believe, and I have the peace that I know it for myself, and you can't take it from me. And I know that if there's something wrong with me, it's me. All of my troubles are of my own making. And God, I have to have God's help. All of my troubles are of my own making, and I have to have God's help. And when I have God's help and I have the peace, and I put some time together, little pieces of peace that I put together, then I have my experience. And based on my experience, I can make a decision. It's an easy decision. Do I want the experience that I have when I'm alone, which is full of fear and self-pity and anger and savage and belligerentness? Or do I want the experience that I have when I'm coming to believe, when I'm rightly relating myself to God? And that's a decision I can make. That's a decision to turn my will and my life, my thoughts and my actions, over to the care of God as I understood Him. As I understood Him, because I have my own understanding, my own understanding. I don't understand anything. The minute I understand how it works, my mind closes, and then there's no room for God to come in. Because now I understand self is taking over again. That's what it wants to do. Self came here today to learn everything we're going to learn, and it's sitting there and it's trying to learn. Let me learn this. I got to take notes. I need to remember this. How am I going to remember this? And self is trying so hard to grab onto an idea that it likes, that it could go with. But self can't do this. That's the whole point. Even if I learn the best thing that there ever was to know on the planet today, right now, if self learns it, self can't do it, so it doesn't matter. And the beauty of the program is that I get to go directly to my higher power. No, I don't. I don't need anybody or anything to get there. I have to do it in light of my own circumstances. I'm the only one who can make the decision to start rightly relating to my higher power. And I'm the only one that can do it. You can't do it for me. No human power can relieve my alcoholism. That's a principle. That's an idea. You can't do it for me, and I can't do it for me. But God could and would if He were sought right now, if it were sought. So that's what's being offered. And so right now in this meeting, so this meeting could become a place of soughting. I could come here, and rather than trying to learn something, rather than try and get somewhere, I could just be here and have some being and some soughting and have a relationship with my higher power right now. Could you help me hear what's being said? Right now. Because if you're like me, you've heard something already and you've left the room with it. You've gone to practice that great idea somewhere else with somebody else. Your body's here and your mind is out there working on it. Which means that self is back in control, figuring out, oh yeah, that's a good idea. We're going to use that here. We'll use that there. It'll be great. Then we'll get that house. Oh man, it's so powerful. And it's so subtle. And I so want to take credit for what's going on in my life. Every natural instinct in me cries out against the idea of admitting my personal powerlessness. And yet my personal powerlessness is the reason that I'm sober today, is because I admitted that I'm personally powerless over alcohol. And the reason I could have a good life today is because I'm personally powerless over my mind. So thank you for letting me share. We're going to We're going to open up the 12 and 12, so we have a couple extra ones. There's a box full of them there. Our meeting is like a real meeting now. It has coffee and books and people. It's like the real deal. It's awesome. So we're going to read out of the 12 and 12, and we're going to share about what's in that paragraph, and then